Hello, I'm Bliznub, and welcome to Building the Best. Today we're going to be looking at the Vectis Prime, which is an odd weapon, because when DE released the primed Vectis, they took away the one thing that everyone seemed to like about the regular Vectis, which was its single round magazine. But it's still fairly useful, and just in case you do want to have a one-shot sniper rifle, you can of course stick depleted reload on, which will improve your reload speed and drop the magazine size down to 1, which is nice, but personally I prefer the 2-shot mag and to use that slot for something a little better, which would be point strike in this case. So let's dive in. What I've basically got here is a status chance sniper rifle. So we of course have serration, heavy cal and split chamber to buff up our base damage, meaning that our procs will do more. And we have 3 dual stat mods providing us with lots of status chance, almost 97%, and providing us with lots of elemental damage. We have piercing caliber up here to buff up our puncture damage a little bit, although it's fair to say that if you took this off, any element you have on will proc more often. So I am currently internally debating that, but not for this mission. And we have point strike here, which is giving us a little bit of crit chance. Now, the Vectis can't really be crit built. 2 times multiplier isn't really worthwhile building. It would be better to have an elemental mod on, but for the sake of having a spare slot and not wanting to stick on another former to get another element, I went with point strike, as this will still provide me with a lot of damage without having to drop another former. Now, just thinking about it, I could stick Hellfire in here. I'm going to stick Hellfire in there for now. But of course, this has lost me 1200 puncture damage, but it's fair to say that it's also gained me quite a lot of gas damage. So let's run with this, and this should mean we get gas procs more often than we get other kinds of procs, which is what we want. Because basically, it is a status build, and of course, as gas is AoE, and the one thing snipers cannot provide is area of effect, this should be interesting. I must admit, I haven't actually tested this build yet. I mean, I've messed around with the weapon a lot to figure out what would be best on it, but I have not tested this exact build with Hellfire up in that slot. But hopefully this should do quite well. I am of course running a low key because I want to go to the end of the mission and then kill everything in the end tile to get maximum collateral damage and truly show what this weapon is capable of. So let's fast forward a little bit through this room. There's not many enemies. That's a bother. But I do need the enemies to know I'm here. There you go. There's a decoy. Hopefully someone will set off an alarm whilst I'm in this lift. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Come on, gentlemen. Decoy. Set off the alarms. There's an intruder among you. You need to die. Sorry. Shouldn't be killing things, I know. Want to save everything for the end, but that guy made me visible. And I'm Loki. That's against Loki's religion.
You're on the sensors now.
Being visible, that's just not alright. Okay, this is extraction. Watching as the enemies spawn in. So, gonna go for a headshot on this glitchy crewman. And we can see I got a puncture proc there. That's a little unfortunate, but we can see basically this weapon deals absolutely fantastic single target damage, but really the downfall of all snipers is that they are limited to single target damage. They aren't really useful against groups or crowds, and whilst that makes them excellent boss killers, they're not really that useful when compared to an explosive or full automatic weapon. So to combat this, I try to do unique little builds on most of my sniper rifles to make them more useful or I try to buff up their single target damage as much as possible. So hopefully we should get a lot of enemies in one place, and we should be able to proc a gas proc and show what this weapon can do. But I am having awful luck getting a gas proc right now. Come on. Come on now. This is disappointing. There we go. So I killed a fair amount of them. I had some awful luck there getting the gas proc. Because my gas is my highest damage, so it should be my most common proc, but I seem to be getting puncture quite a lot. Which is curious. I wonder if criticals possibly are messing up the stats. Anyhow, enough of that. I'll try and figure that out later and maybe add something in the comments. But for now, thank you very much for watching. This is an extremely effective weapon, and while some people don't particularly like sniper rifles, I personally love their precision accuracy, and I really do think they're fun to use. Even if they're probably not the most effective weapons for a game where you're up against 100 enemies at any one time. So anyhow, thank you very much for watching. I am Bliznub. This is of course a sapping combo coming to screw me. Oh, a sapping scrambus. Never mind. This is of course the Vectis Prime. Please like and comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching.